Mini Minute Man, and he was doing I been watching him for a minute on Instagram. Really liked his shit. Saw he was doing a full like 3-4 hour debunk on this one guy's Instagram TikTok, because he has
Just
like 1.5 million followers. So he's
it's
just
just
like,
drama or something?
not
Like,
drama, he's just like debunking him in the sense, because he like comes out with so much information, because he's does short like streams, in a sense, where it's like less than a minute. I can't remember what he was calling it. Most people, try to keep their info within a minute so they can, get their stuff across and be out. This guy that he was debunking would do like 5-minute videos, which no big deal, but he was trying to respond with 60-second videos. So he's like, I would debunk one of his things, and that would be my video, where I just needed to actually sit down and do a whole entire thing, because so many people commented on his shit that he had to debunk it. I love conspiracy theory. Like, it is awesome. But that's all it
yeah.
is. It's a fucking theory. It's
So
not real.
yeah. But it's
Because it's
like
like,
I'm trying to wrap my head around like what this format is. So they're doing shorts, but
yes,
one dude is doing like long format shorts while the other one is doing like the actual 60-second short.
yes, yeah.
And it's like there's the community behind it is just like riling the two up or something.
To my knowledge, the community has nothing to do with it. Well, it does, because they're like tagging them in these comments and
Yeah.
like being like, you should do this one, you should do this one. And has gotten it so, like, so many of them. And he does it for so long, like his videos, to where he can't debunk his like videos in the 60 seconds. Like, he's able to do like one little talking point, and he can do like 4 or 5 videos on one of his videos, because he just talks so much and fits so much bullshit into such 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, because it's talking about like the Anunnaki, the giants that used to live among us, the Smithsonian's covering it up. The pyramids used to be, or the pyramid is a battery. It never was a tomb, because of the tombs, like the I literally just watched it today.
Polarity or something.
Well, no, it's like because of the Valley of Kings, I think it's called, where it's like they actually have like a huge like monumental area in Egypt where all these kings were buried, and they have these extravagant like tombs with hieroglyphs, treasures. They found mummies in them, but this one they never found a mummy in. It said that it got stolen away by people, and there is no hieroglyphs in it. And if this was a god king that they would build this huge monument for, why was there no hieroglyphs? And
But
kind of shit.
how does that make it a battery though?
This one guy wrote a book that the same thing that we make batteries from, or
Yeah.
we is there's elements found on the pyramid itself. Like, those rocks have trace
Oh,
elements that would conduct battery.
like they got NiCad or lithium
Something inside that
all
sand
folded
rock.
in compact layers.
Yeah, dude, just fucking lining the tower, man. Fucking lightning hits it.
Hear me out.
It's fun shit.
Pyramid made out of car batteries. All right.
Just because we saw the crackhead down the street make it doesn't mean it'll work because we make it.
But it was so badass.
He has one thing that we don't, and that's risk for his life, because he doesn't give a fuck.
He's like, check out my Tesla coil. And I was like, yeah, I want to see it. It's just a pyramid of batteries.
Car batteries and a shit ton of copper wire just spun into a ball.
Yeah, it doesn't really do anything. Like,
It
he's
literally
like,
just arcs electricity off of it.
yeah, he's just got
He
it
technically made a
arcing
plasma rifle.
That's dope. Okay, I want to know this guy. This
Crackheads,
figurative
dude.
guy we've created. I want to know him.
They have lost their ingenuity. Crackheads have become the crackheads that we grew up with are a thing of the past.
Don't say that.
They are. They're gone. There's no more engineer crackhead. Like, you can't give him a screwdriver and a coat hanger and he fix the whatever is going on with your car. Now he'll strip your fucking car of all the copper.
He wouldn't dare.
He would, because he needs that fentanyl, dog.
No, I think the crackheads in America are alive and well and thriving. This is the A2J podcast. I'm your host, Haxel, pro crackhead, and this is my co-host, John,
Anti-crackhead. Fuck them. Fuck them crackheads. Get a real job. I could smoke crack all day too if I wanted to. You smell like feet.
I just murdered all of those goblins in all of those caves. Did those get
But
wiped?
I don't know. You could just throw money at it, then I'm gonna take that money. Like, I want money, give me money. I get it.
Bitch, I'm not going out to the bar to cry about it.
Turns out the whole reason why she's sad is because somebody on Grey's Anatomy died.
What the hell are you talking about?
We should sit down and actually like research it a little bit. Like seeing like the people with like the full on like lay down fucking like.
I just
'Cause they
don't
need
know
that
how
money.
they always somehow get dogs. Like, how do they always have dogs?
That is one thing that has baffled me so fucking much. Like, dogs are expensive, especially
Yeah.
some of the ones that they have. Like, I've seen some like unhoused people, homeless, however you guys want to put it. Sue me if I said it wrong.
I don't think
But
anyone's really worried about the
how?
nomenclature of homeless people. But yeah,
You'd be
they'll
surprised because a lot of them have phones now. I can go get a free phone down the street if I
That's
wanted
true.
to.
Not to derail from the dog situation, but I was on like what is it, the neighborhood app or something,
Yeah.
and like some lady was complaining about like some homeless person that came into a shop, and that homeless person was replying to her and said saying like,
Fuck you, bitch.
I was just in there getting my food and you were bothering me. Like I wasn't trying to like, cause any trouble. I was like, oh shit. Oh.
I bet she was like, "Oh fuck, didn't expect him to have a phone."
Yeah. Yeah. For like our area, it's always like pit bulls and stuff. And
I could definitely get that, just because, unfortunately, like in the lesser desirable areas, let's just say, pit bulls kind of run rampant. Like I remember when
Mhm.
I lived out in the Roseville area, there was just a fucking alley dog, and it was a little pit bull. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I remember every day, just like it would sleep in like one of the spots because when I would go to work, I would just see it like pop out of the bush and just look at me. I'm just like, who do you belong to?
Yeah.
Like, whose are you? The streets.
We
I'm
used
a
to have a
street dog.
joke when we were on the disc golf course, would see like a hound just like running around no leash. We're like a masterless hound running rampant. And then I was like, it's like the dogs from Pompeii. They own the island.
They are the island.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like it's the end of the apocalypse. Like if it's not like anything that is killed, like it's just fucking shit crashes. Dogs and monkeys are the fucking worst. Like it's already like what happened like during COVID in India, like where they have like those like monkeys that hang out at that fucking monastery, I
Oh
believe,
yeah.
or like a temple, and they didn't have tourists coming over there. So these monkeys went out and robbed people of food. They
Yeah.
legitimately ganged up and ran around and robbed people.
No, they don't give a shit, bro.
No, dude. They don't give a fuck. They're just like, oh fuck, we don't got enough food. What do we do? Let's go get some.
They're about to be like stealing people's Kias and shit.
Dude, for real. Like I
Fucking
would not put it past them. Same thing with dogs. I've seen some dogs fucking make some questionable calls while they're fucking just like on a steering wheel. It's like that looks too natural. Like I don't like that. That looks like you look like you know what you're doing.
like big cats are just like our like our main predator. Like back in the day, we gotta
Yeah,
gotta
we
watch
wanted little
out.
cats. We wanted to feel a little bit of that power of being like, I could kill you with one hand. Sorry, cat lovers out there. I have a cat.
I have two cats. I'm sick of them.
Fuck your cats up.
No, they're all right. They're getting better. It's just Millie Mildred, the man eater.
Nerd.
I forgot how much kittens just do. Like they do so much,
They
and
find out what they can do.
they just yeah, and push buttons like
Oh, dude, my cat's got to that age where you can't pick her up without her complaining about it. Like she'll just do a soft like, like as you're like grabbing her, it's like, please just let me love you.
yeah.
As soon as you like release, she's just like, I'm out.
Sayonara, bitches.
Yeah. You smell like feet. What you got for the table today, Holmes?
Well, I've been watching a lot of like game playthroughs because I really want to although right now it's kind of like a lot to edit the videos, I
Mhm.
really want to also do let's plays because that would
I'm
just be
down.
super fun. But
Like, I could sit here and make fun of you while you do it the entire time, and then
yeah.
vice versa when I play.
Exactly. And like I think there's a way we can like maybe if it's an online game, maybe trade off somehow like remotely, but it would just that takes some research. But like I've been watching a lot of playthroughs of and I found like a new channel that I like backslash super cool commentary, super funny. But yeah, I'm just like I just got hooked because they played Banjo Kazooie, and that's my fuck. I played it recently, so it's like the nostalgia really hit.
I'm surprised you don't have a Banjo Kazooie tattoo.
I'm not that wild.
Come on, you don't even have a tattoo yet.
Yeah, that well, I haven't had like well, I used to have spare income, but not so much. So
Here soon, dog.
yes, yes, but I'm not gonna talk about it yet. I'm gonna wait because I don't want to like.
Jinx it. They
Yeah,
find the YouTube channel. There's like, we don't want this guy.
that's what I'm worried about. I don't want him to be like, oh, he just nonstop talks about his jobs. He does is bitch about his jobs. We can't hire him. He's like a con. He's just gonna be a
Conflict of
conflict.
interest.
Yeah, dude.
This is going to be a huge HR massacre.
But I wanted to ask you, so growing up, I would say, well, let me just ask, what's your favorite style of game?
Growing up, I definitely liked shooters a lot more. Like, I think like some of the first games I got was like for the GameCube, like my own personal system
Hmm.
was the GameCube. I got Star Fox and I think Call of Duty or Medal of Honor, whichever one that one was. I remember it was the D-Day one where
Okay,
it was World War II always. Like those games kind of were like all World War II. Some were Vietnam, whatever. But
I
I
missed
remember
out on those. I
those were
never
like
played them.
they were fun, and
Yeah.
they, like I remember it was like one of the first games that you could aim down sight of a
Mhm.
weapon, which was just fucking mind blowing, going from like third person and then zoom third person, or not
Yeah,
even third person, but first person, like s-
Crosshair.
yeah, fucking hip firing,
Yeah,
and
Double O
then
Seven was I think the first one that had the crosshair, if I
I think
remember
so.
correctly.
Because a lot of other games, like at least from my understanding, was like kind of like how Resident Evil was, where it was like a tank system where you kind of just like went in direction, pointed, and then shot, and then would have to like aim in the right area to hit the right
Yeah,
shot. Like it
angle
didn't
it
really
just
matter.
right.
Yeah, because
Right.
you couldn't hit like aim it for a headshot or anything. You just had to bah, 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 die, 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 die. But going back to the first game I ever played was the original Resident Evil on PlayStation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my uncle and dad were playing it, and I would sit in there and watch them and be scared off my ass because it was a creepy ass game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'd do that one, and then me and my sisters were big into Mortal Kombat. We because my dad had the garage set up where he had like the entertainment center, big surround sound, so we would go out there, play
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, and just turn the surround sound all the way up to where our neighbors down the street were complaining about it. Because it'd
Just
just be like, fatality, finish him. Like, it's just like so fucking loud.
it's like
And it was so
classic
good.
dude garage.
Really was. Like, I wish he got to do with, like, I wish he had the, not the skill, but like, at the time to be able to actually make that to what he wanted it.
Yeah.
It's like he never had the time or the bandwidth to deal with it,
Mm,
which that's more of it, the bandwidth.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, first person shooters like that was my style for a long time, and then like I can't remember like when it came out, but like 7 Days to Die came out, and I fucking was hooked on survival games.
Okay. Yeah.
Like then that has been kind of my shit since.
Yeah.
Like I
Survival's
love
pretty fun.
yeah, it's like I love like, fantasy games, like any kind of good story driven game. love it, can
Mhm.
always get down on that. But, like, once I hit, like, the 7 Days to Die, and, like, I've fucking been playing Valheim since it came out. Fucking Project Zomboid is probably, like, one of my favorite fucking games I'm playing right now.
Yeah, you're crazy
It's
into that.
dude, both of those. Like, your brother got into it for me for a bit, and I didn't play enough for him just
Yeah.
because, I'm an adult and have, a lady to where I can't just be like, "Oh, I'm off work. I'm gonna play games for the next 12 hours."
Yeah, stay up
I'm just like,
super late.
yeah. It's like every now and again, yeah, Friday nights, let's do it. Let's fucking game till midnight at least.
Right.
Well,
My
I
go
hope that answered your question.
yeah, I get it. First person shooters and survival. Mine were always when I was younger, I just really loved 3D platformers. Uh
Okay.
so Banjo Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day,
Jack and Daxter.
DK64. Yeah, Jack and Daxter. Yeah, when
Mhm.
we had the PlayStation 2, we had Jack and Daxter 1 and 2, and we rented 3 from like Blockbuster,
I would
which
definitely be down to play those once again.
those ones are fun.
Those ones were legit.
Jack and Daxter was like there was some difficult one like levels, but most of it was like really like baby stuff, but still, it's still fun.
Kinda. I don't know, but on that note, also Ratchet and Clank was
Yeah,
hella good. Me and my dad got into that one pretty hard.
Ratchet and
Like,
Clank's fun.
I've been thinking about giving him my PlayStation since I just don't play anymore. And it's been like, here, just go buy him those games from GameStop and just be like, have fun, dude. Fucking
Yeah,
here you go. You and my uncle can finally have something to bond over again.
yeah, because
If you guys are listening, I love you guys. Yeah, I
um,
told them about it too, so that's gonna be
did they
fun.
give it a watch or what?
They said that they wrote it down, so they'll see. We'll see if they can figure out how to use YouTube.
Yeah, we'll see how this whole Google machine works.
I love you guys, and I know you guys have this skill of yesteryear. You guys are still learning technology.
Yeah, um, I love it's something about like uh games that aren't like they're not super open world like in like an old style 3D platform environment where it's not super open world but like your character has like level up goals like say you have like a certain item and you
Mhm.
can like stat build that item like
Okay.
that shit like back in the day I always thought was really cool. um and I'm trying to remember like specifics, but I think it was like I remember Ratchet and Clank kind of had that. Like you could
I love.
choose you like upgrade routes and stuff.
Mhm. Dude, another one I can't like. It was kind of like a 3D platformer. Was Dark Cloud 2. I like that
Ooh,
one. I remember our buddy played a lot, and I tried to play it, but it was just like above my head at the time. But it was a super chill game to where like you played to play between two characters. One
okay.
was a mechanic kid with a wrench, and then
Yeah,
another was a girl with a sword.
I'm looking
And
at it right now.
you could actually like upgrade the weapons with like different shit you find in the world,
Yeah.
and it would like do different shit. So you can literally like make your own weapon, like being like, okay, like I wanted to add poison to it. I'm gonna add this poison wrench I have.
Yeah.
And like, and it was like this like that was super sick because it's like you could literally build kind of whatever weapon you wanted, and even like the sword. It's like, oh, I'm gonna add this gem in and this,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm gonna see how it turns out, and then it turns out this like wild ass like snake sword. You're just like, ooh,
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm
woohoo,
talking about,
yeah,
like, how cool is that? And,
dude,
like, also just, like, general, like, upgrade systems in games, like, it doesn't have to be like, there doesn't have to be a craft menu or anything, like OG Legend of Zelda stuff where it's like, "Oh, I need" like, "I wanna beat this dungeon, but like I don't have enough heart containers. Well, now I got to go look around in the world for heart containers so I'm like a big baddie when I get into this dungeon, you know?
yeah.
Stuff like that. Like I don't know. It's just like it's the charm of it almost.
I could see that. Like it was like you have to get certain things to pass certain areas where it
Yeah,
wasn't completely skill based. Like it was skill based in a sense to
yeah,
where you could pass it without it, but it made it easier with like when if you got more shit. Like the
yeah.
whole entire like going through the entire like in Witcher or Witcher 3, the one I played, is like you go through, do all the side quests, and then go back to the main story, and you're just like pussies, and you just fucking womp on everybody because you are fucking like level 100
Yeah.
and shit. Like you could go find all the fun shit first, and then just go through and just have a good time going through story, or
Right.
where it was like you would get the shit that you would need for the next level as you were going through. Like I remember, like because it's like you're going through and you're like, oh, you can't go through this pit. It's all fucking lava. It's like, oh, you have to go get the gravity boots from the big Gorgug dudes. And then you'd
Yeah.
go over and like do their mission, and then you'd get the reward for that, and then you could continue further. Where it wasn't, I love open world games, but at the same time, like I'm an adult, I only have so much time. Just give me
Yeah.
the fucking, just point me on,
That's
railroad me, do it, railroad me. I'm
yeah.
down for it. Just tell me a good fucking story
That's
and
my
let me feel
problem with, like,
accomplished.
large open world games, like, I was able to play Oblivion,
Yeah,
but, like, Skyrim is just the map's just crazy big, and, like, I get into it, and I'm just like, I don't even like, I'm not feeling attached to these cities and stuff that I'm going through. I'm not feeling attached to the storyline or the politics and stuff, and maybe that's just my issue, but it's just how I felt playing it. So
I can see it in a sense because it's almost like almost too immersive to where like to get the full storyline, like you have to go through and just do all the quests in a sense. Because it's like, okay, it's like watching a TV show. Because you're just like, okay, I'm getting the whole story and getting it all now. Where it's
mhm,
like that one, there's so much shit to do and so much side shit to where you can go off and do that kind of stuff. And they're like, oh shit, like I was still in the middle of that quest. Go
yeah,
back and then you kind of like lose interest. So you're taking like a whole bunch of half, like you're like, oh, I kind of remember that, but like I'm gonna go get this guy for some fucking reason. But all right, let's do it.
yeah. It's like being part of like a D&D campaign, and like you're playing for like a couple months straight, and then all of a sudden you just take a break for like 2 years, and then you get back to it, and they're like, okay, are you ready to do that thing for so and so? Like, who?
Oh
What?
yeah. What's my character's name again?
Bro,
What class am I?
I just murdered all of those goblins in all of those caves. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of this.
Yeah, can I just go kill those goblins? Like,
Yeah.
please? Like, I just go kill something? Like, let me go kill something.
All I knew is if I was in a cave, dragons wouldn't attack me, and I was a-okay with it.
Well, it wouldn't matter if they attacked me because I have a dragon slaying sword +5.
Okay,
And I
yeah,
love just
well,
being a D&D nerd. That just doesn't make sense. Like, so why is it a so what does it do? It slays dragons,
that's
Kevin,
all. Yeah, that's all it
and
does.
it gives me a +5 to your roll. Well, if you need a +5 to your roll, you fucking suck. Speaking of gaming, like we do have this like kind of nostalgic feeling of it because I think we grew up in the golden age of gaming
Yeah,
in the sense of like it was something new, like new technology was coming out very recently. Like it still is now. Like it's coming up leaps and bounds nowadays, where it's almost like too hard to catch up. Where it's like, okay, like, all right, I got the new system. Oh wait, they just came out with another new system. Fuck. No cross platforming? Bitch.
I think it's kinda right, like, present day, it's kinda stagnant almost with the whole, like, console wars and stuff.
I think it has reached an area of stagnancy because of like how everybody is like caught up with each other on technology and there's no like real advancement other than like going VR. And I believe that they just don't think that's the way it is right now because it's not as where they probably want it to be, which
Not
even that
everyone
is
can
starting
afford it.
that too. It's just the prices outmatching like what they can sell.
Yeah,
Because even like right now, it's like fuck. Look how much fucking PS5 was. Right, that's
it
what's
was
out now.
crazy. Yeah, that's what's out now. PS5
Like
and, like, Xbox Series X, I
yeah,
think.
those were like 500-600 bucks. That was if you could get them. and if
Yeah.
not, it was like a secondhand seller for like 1,000. And it's like that every game feels incomplete, and it's like $60 a game, $70 a game.
Hmm.
And then you do the whole entire where it's like, oh, a lot of people do the Game Pass, so you can just like get them on like over streaming, where it's like cool, like that's awesome. Like I do love that option, but like you don't own it. Even if you
No.
pay the $60 to get it over like on online, you don't own that game.
Yeah, because
That's
I forget which company did it, but
PlayStation.
they PlayStation did it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
PlayStation did it with some of their shows to
where
where
they're
they
like, you
lost
don't.
rights of it and they
Yeah,
couldn't.
they lost. So you just can't like they lose the rights or whatever, and they're like, okay, but you can't play that anymore on your system, even though you downloaded it. It's
Yeah,
like that blows. That's
dude, I had a couple movies like that. I'm glad I only bought like I think I bought the first Hobbit, and then I think Red Dawn, the newer one that came out 10 years ago.
yeah. Did those get
But
wiped?
pff, I don't know. I think it was on my PS3 that I had them on because
Oh,
then because or I had them on my PS4, sold it before I moved up to Humboldt, and then bought a new one once I was in Humboldt because like was college doing her own thing. So I was just like, well, I'm off work. What am I going to do now? So I went and just bought a yeah, bought the USPS 3 and bought Red Dead Redemption 2 because
nice.
that is a fucking legit game. Yeah. So where I was going with this, like nothing new's come out, or it's stagnant in the sense of like it feels like we're getting the same thing released, just kind of either new graphics or like a slightly different variation of whatever they're releasing.
Hmm.
And a lot of the shit comes for like paid transactions and like download like did my main thing is here is did DLC ruin gaming?
I think if DLC is done right, it hasn't ruined gaming. But I think a lot of companies are hiding, like they're hiding microtransactions under the guise of DLC. Like I got into playing Destiny
Oh
one,
god, yeah. Yep.
and I really liked the campaign of it. Well, yeah, it was okay. I think I just liked the world. There was like it was like beautiful like landscapes and stuff, and like the creatures you were fighting were really cool and stuff.
I
And
really liked how it was a RPG to
yeah,
where like you could find better weapons where it wasn't like, okay, you got
see.
the this weapon, you're done.
Yeah, yeah, that's where I was at. I was like, okay, I'm building like my guy, my abilities and stuff, and I'm also like, I have this weapon, like this is it, this is the one. um but they started doing they would open new realms or something like under DLCs, but they were like just small little things. It was like there was like 5 bonus stages with it, and there was like a tournament one that opened up. The tournament thing only lasted like a certain amount of time, and they would reopen it at certain times too, but like you're not giving me a lot of content. You're just opening up a small corner of a world, and then the next week you're like, "Hey, we're opening up this also. Like pay
Hmm.
another $30."
I
And
just
then what really sorry,
no, you're good.
what really stopped me was that me, my and our friends were like playing online together because they were like, "What level are you?" And they're like, "That's abysmal. You got to play multiplayer to get that up." And I was like, "Okay." And I put in a lot of time only for them to announce like the sequels coming out, and there's it's not nothing's transferable. It's not like another DLC package. It's just like a whole new game, and I was like, "Fuck this!" Like,
Oh,
I'm not doing that.
dude, the one that got it for me is like back in the day, it was Battlefield 3, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay,
So it was Call of Duty S game, first person shooter,
yeah,
big ass maps. You could destroy buildings, drive tanks through them. Like it was super fucking fun. Well, there are different loadouts in the game. Like you have your support class, you have your like fighting class, assault, you had your sniper or scout, and like you had your different class setups that had like sniper rifles, light machine guns, AR-15s, like different styles and whatnot. The more you played those classes, the more of those style weapons you unlocked.
Mm,
So the more you played, like the more stuff you unlocked. Or you could have just paid $30 and got it all unlocked.
yeah.
And where
Oh
it's like
shit, really?
me,
It's like
yeah,
pay $30 and you win?
like because it's like not even win. It's just like you just get access to everything.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, it's not like the more like the further you go, you do get better weaponry, but that no by no means like makes them better, you know. Like it just depends on your use of them and how you perform with that weapon platform in the
Yeah.
game. And so it's like that's just how you do. You use a weapon for a while, and then you get a new one unlocked, and you'd be like, "Oh fuck yeah, this thing's badass!" Like it has no fucking muzzle hop or drop and shit. Like it's like this is great.
Mhm.
But and like that's the one thing that got me is just like what's the point if like you like I get like yeah if you could just throw money at it then I'm gonna take that money. Like I want money, give me money, I get it
Yeah.
because money please. Um, like I definitely get it, but it's still just like that like is what kind of took it out for me and like kind of when I've like stopped online gaming. It's like that and playing Madden. It's just every year it's the same game.
I don't get dudes who are playing like they buy the new Madden or NBA like fucking every year, and then they're talking about like, oh, you got to see the footage, like you got to see like, oh, everything's changed. I'm like, nothing's changed. They don't.
No,
It
players
doesn't.
and their name changed. It's like
Yeah.
they might
It's
have changed like something so small to where it's like that could have been an update. To
yeah.
where it's like every year, why don't you just have every 5 years come out with a new Madden game?
Right.
Because then you
Why?
can just do updates throughout those years and be like, okay, this is what changed. This is what
Yeah.
happened. We put this in there. If you want, charge $25 per fucking update or whatever. But yeah, I don't get the whole entire like Madden or Call of Duty coming out every year, and it's just like, okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
That was one thing I one of our friends I pointed out. I was like, why why are you guys lining up for the like the new Call of Duty game? Like you've been disappointed from the last couple, so why
This
are you
one's different, man.
yeah, this one's different. It's in World War II, a whole new environment. It's never been done before.
Oh, you mean like the 90 ones that came out in the early 2000s? God damn. Like all the different ones, like Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, fucking the big red one,
Yeah.
Call of Duty 2. Like,
Yeah, it's kind of the same for like I don't really like not to like put it in the dirt, but Halo now is getting that way a little bit. Like it
yeah,
was a great franchise, but now I think some games
it's,
just run their course, you
yeah.
know?
It's the same thing with like shows in America to where, like, in the sense, like, we like to beat our dead horses
Oh
until
god.
they are thoroughly dead. And it's just like one of those things where it's like, we could have finished this so much early and it would have been so much better. Like, I get it. We are the people that we want a whole story. We want to be in their footsteps. We want every aspect of their life. What they have for dinner. How many BMs do they have today? What's going on? Like,
Yeah,
we are just that type of culture to where like we want like because I'm that way too, like with certain shows. Like I'm like, I
because
want everything. Like Avatar Last Airbender. I want 90 seasons of that bitch.
well, it's also like when I really like something, like a show, I want to know also the making of the show when I
Yeah.
really like this show. Like we're Lord of the Rings fans, like every other fucking millennial. Um,
Oh, did you hear the thing? Like, we are no longer millennials. We are actually the Hobbit generation.
oh, all
Because
right,
yeah, if you
I
actually were
guess.
born, it was like if you're born after the cartoon one was made in the 80s and before the first Lord of the Rings came out in the 90s, if you were born between then, that is the Hobbit generation. Because we are the in between. We
Okay.
lust for adventure, but we also lust for comforts of our own home, and we all just want a garden.
Yeah, we want to be stuck in our little hobbit hole in our garden and stuff and be left alone
I would be
until
happy with that if I had all you guys around. Where if we had our own little Hobbit village,
and we also like kind of like pushed the trend of uh like microbreweries and stuff.
Not even I want people to start home brewing. I don't even give a fuck about macro breweries. I want to be able to come over with 6 beers and you'd be like, 6 beers too? And you'd be like, "Oh, shit!
Yeah.
It's the same thing because we made it on the same day."
Yeah, but going out to get ales, that's a total hobbit move.
Yeah, dude, the
Um,
different types of ales, man, so many,
yeah.
so
But
many.
just something you like watching it over and over again and then like being like, okay, I want to know like how it's made, what the actors have to say about like what was the set like, what did they have to do, how did they get this shot, things like
Yeah,
that. There's a lot of shows that are just getting just obliterated into the ground
like,
like
honestly, I gotta say Supernatural. I love the show. It's a great show.
is
Coulda
it still
ended way fucking earlier.
is it still running or something?
No, it's done now. I think it's done
Okay,
now. But no,
I
I
didn't
definitely
think
get it,
it was
like, I think what, Family Guy, South
oh my
Park, like,
god, yeah.
South Park, I can that one I still get down on. It's pretty funny, and they actually do good jokes, whereas, like, Family Guy's been kind of, like, much more or less the same thing. Same thing with Simpsons.
Yeah,
Like, it's just, like,
there's
kind of repeated jokes in a sense,
it's
but
like they have a format and they just follow it. It's like
you have you seen
they're
that South Park? It literally is a manatee that picks a subject, adverb, and something else out of a ball pit, and that's what the Family Guy episode's about.
yeah. Yeah, but I've heard some stuff about some fans were talking about Simpsons where it's like it's really gone downhill. And that's kind of sad, but at the same time like you have X amount of seasons of your show, like come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
you just got let it something die. Like,
Sometimes you have to.
dude, it's like that. Like, I think is one actual like big thing that we have, like that we like suffer from is like we're not good with death, so we tend to hang on to things a lot longer than we should. Even if
Yeah.
it is not even a death of a show, but just like saying that goodbye of being like, I don't have this comfort anymore. Like I was like listening to this one guy talk about how he worked at a bar and this girl came in crying her eyes out, just super sad. Try to console her. He's like, hey, like I got these drinks for you tonight. Like, don't worry about it. Just if you need to talk, we can.
Just stop
About
fucking
3 drinks
crying.
in. Yeah, about 3 drinks in, he like had enough time, so he went and like go sat with her, had a drink with her. Turns out the whole reason why she's sad is because somebody on Grey's Anatomy died,
Come
like a fake character. Like, and I get it though. Like being a tabletop role playing guy, like I get like having that like emotional attachment to a character, but then again, I'm playing that
on.
character. I'm not like crying because a character you made died or
Bitch.
like
Bitch, I'm not
fucking.
going out to the bar to cry about it, bro. I'm fucking staying home and I'm keeping that at
I'm gonna
home.
drink that in silence in the shower so
Yeah,
no one can hear me cry.
I'll DoorDash a fucking sixer, bro. Like, I'm not going to the goddamn local brewery or some
I'd
shit.
rather go to the local brewery than DoorDash a sixer.
What?
Yeah.
You're gonna go to the local brewery, ruin everyone else's mood?
Oh,
You suck, bro.
I'm a man. I can bottle that shit, but I'm going out to drink rather than
No,
door dashing a six pack.
shut
That
up.
is
No, in this
a
scenario,
$20 six pack I do not want.
you are the girl crying at the bar, okay?
Fuck it.
You're
I will
not
go cry at the bar than paying $20 for a six pack. I will let other people deal with my insoluble ass.
yeah, well,
Insoluble.
I'm a rich
Intolerable.
YouTuber, so
Yeah, I can afford that $20,
yeah,
dog.
yeah, that's
Fucking
nothing to me.
money. I wipe my ass with 20s, bitch. Fucking don't got shit on me. I might wipe them with it, but I wash them off afterwards because I need that money.
Yeah,
You just see me, I just have a bucket underneath your toilet. Just, I need
I
this.
need it.
I need it so bad. I want something other than top ramen today.
Were there any like big DLCs out recently that you remember that like just ruined a fucking franchise?
See, I don't know of a DLC that has ruined a franchise. I've just like No, there's a lot of them lately that have been coming out that where it just feels like, oh fuck, I can't remember the name of the game, but it was like you got, you bought the game. Was everybody said it felt like a very incomplete game. And
Mhm.
then they came out like a week or two after it was done and offered up a DLC that like completed the game. And so a lot
Yeah,
of people are like, "What the fuck? Like, I just spent $70 on an incomplete game for you guys to
yeah.
charge me another $30 to then complete it. Like, why?"
Uh,
Like,
I think I remember. I know which one you're talking about. I can't remember the name, and I think that's
yeah.
because there were, like, multiple games,
I
within
think
the
it's just
last
been
couple
most
of
games.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has been. It's been, like, where they would, like, release date is, like, set in stone, and they don't even let development, like, they won't listen to them, so they're like, "Okay, we push it out, and we'll just fix it later.
Yeah.
Hope for the best."
But even then, like, I could get that, just like, them even coming out just being like, "Hey, guys, like, we wanted to get this game out. It's not where it wants to be yet, so we're putting it into a fucking beta or an alpha
Mhm.
test. Like, this is gonna be it." Like, because I know there's some games like that on here on, like, Steam that are an alpha, but have been an alpha for so long that they started charging for it because they're just like, "Alright, well, we need to actually, like, get something back to then, like, progress it further because we've gotten to a point where we can't. So we're just gonna charge for it, and then when it comes out, you guys just either, A, get it, or B, you're gonna have to buy a whole new game."
Yeah. Baldur's
Oh,
Gate
it's
3 is a testament to, like, having something in, like, alpha or beta forever to polish a game, and when it finally comes out, like, it's a perfect game.
yeah, I was like, I don't even think it was out in alpha for, like, a long time. Like, I don't remember seeing anything on, like, be able to play it before it was released. I think that was like, it was a closed one, I think, to
No,
where they
it
just had, like, testers
they
and shit.
they did have testers in alpha stage, but I think when they were
They
doing
did.
beta, they opened it up. You could pay it was like $30, and you get, like, what essentially in, like, modern era is an incomplete game, but it's
Yeah.
like a few years back it was like, that's a lot of content for what they gave you.
No, I can definitely see it, especially with Baldur's Gate, because that was such it like, I haven't played it. I've watched your wife play it. I've watched other people play it, and it definitely seems like one of those games where, like, you can even have, like, one of the fucking acts and still be like, "That was a complete game."
Yeah, yeah.
And so, like, that's the one thing with, like, at least some games like that, and, like, just it's nice that those still are coming out because it gives
Hmm.
us the time. Like, I know, there's been, like, like, Sekiro, I think it was called, the Japanese, sword fighting one that just came out recently that people fucking were in love with. Elden Ring, like, everybody loved
Yes.
that one.
Sekiro Shadows Dies Twice.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, a
that's
lot of people have
from
been having fun with
software.
that one. Black Wukong, the one that just came out, I've been seeing a lot of people playing on that. That
Yeah.
one looks like it's really polished up and good to go. But
Hmm.
honestly, like, it seems like a lot of, like, indie games are a lot fucking better.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's the one thing I've noticed, like, going from a console to a PC game is, like, I can have a lot more of, like, mods and, like, different shit like that to where a lot of people are, shitting on Project Zomboid because it's been in beta for 13 years,
Mm.
but at the same time, it was what, $14 for the game, and I believe just in the mod packs alone that people have made for it makes it a more complete game than what they were even like, it's more worth more money than that they're charging for it. I'm pretty sure that game, it came out in 2013.
Is it really
Yeah, I'm
2013?
pretty sure,
Shit.
so I think it's been 11 years in beta.
Have you heard of Star Citizen?
I've heard that, yeah, that one's been around for a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah. uh I'm trying to read something real quick. Pre-production of the game began in 2010, production starting in 2011. It's been in alpha since, and it's been crowdfunded at, like, I think it's a wild number. It's like 60, it's got to be more, but I think it was like 60 million when I first looked
Dude,
it up.
See, and like those are the kind of games that I'm just like, okay, I could back because it's like they are putting like
No, you don't. Not this one.
no, isn't or is that the one that's hella like bad, like that people like have been waiting
it's
for and just, they haven't released shit.
it's yeah. It's like they're. I had a friend explain it to me.
I
Um,
think you told me about this story a while back.
yeah, where they're like working on certain systems within the game where like first off they want object permanence, so you
Mhm.
can like drop something in your ship, leave it, come back, it's still there, fly around, and the object is still there, blah blah blah. But also he was telling me that they're trying to like set up or implement the new economy to the game. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And it's because the ships and stuff, like to buy a ship, it's like
Mhm.
real dollars that you have to pay.
Yep.
You can buy the ship with in-game currency, but it almost like, I don't know, like this is just me saying it, but and it's probably not true,
Done no research.
but it sounds like you have to put like like in game, put in real time, like out of game real time, to work hours to get like currency to like get the ship.
Yeah,
And he
like
was,
delivery missions and shit. Like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, I remember seeing that. Like one guy, like I think he does like a trucker persona on it, to where he just like is a space trucker, and that's what he does, and shit. And I'm just like, that's kind of cool. Like, I could get
Yeah.
behind that. Like some of those people that just do driving sims and like just make it to her whole persona, just fucking speeding through fucking zones, just like, oh, watch out, bitch. I'm just like, motherfuckers. That's pretty good.
Development. Let me bring it up. I want to, because they have a actual count for how much.
I just saw how physically headache that gave you. How physically headache that gave you. How
I don't know.
much that physically hurt you.
This can't be fucking real. It says on the top. So in funding stats, it says live stats funds raised $717 million, 361,000.
Imagine if we put that to like something good, like our
Yeah,
schools. Like imagine like just a quarter of that going to a school.
like I can understand the want for this type of game to be out, to have like all these. It's basically like No Man's Sky,
It's a
very
space simulator.
realistic. Yeah, space simulator, futuristic, cyber wars and stuff like Eve Online.
Yeah, I got
Um,
down on that one for a little bit.
yeah, but it's just like to be in production, alpha production since 2010, and you have $717 million of crowdfunding. Like,
The
what is
fuck's
it?
going on?
Yeah, are you just paying people? Like, is that all it is?
It probably is because it like just for like how much of that game, probably like how much coding, how much like time and actual like trial and error, that most of it probably is going to paying people.
I want to get down to the nitty gritty of this. I want to like research this and figure out
Do we just have
where
to have a full episode of this?
I kind of want to, almost. I want to like,
Oh, dude, we could do like a side subject episode
yeah,
where we
just
just have literally like 30 minutes of either like both of us here or you just talking about it and like just figuring it the fuck out.
because I'm reading this on the fun page. So accomplish, it says 4 million, and then it says a new star system will be added to the game for every $100,000 pledged, with descriptions posted to the com link. And it's like goes down a list of like 3.1 million Odin system, 3.2 million Tyrol system, 3.3 million Kellogg system. That's and one, two, three, four,
Kill 'em.
five, six, seven, eight more systems. You got Kronos, Gredon, Tal, Calchart, Ellis, Orion, Goss. Uh, the RSI website will feature a monthly Wingman's Hanger webcast from the development team. Professional mod. First, wait, hold on. If you are having like this much crowdfunding, why aren't you already having a webcast with the development team? Like that
right?
professional mod tools will be provided free to all players. What? No, that should just be free.
Yeah.
Squadron 42, like professional mod tools. The
So that's
modding community is like is usually separate from a game, I think.
yeah.
Like it's
But I mean, at the same time, like there is those like games that have it built in that you can mod, and then there's some that you have to get the outline like player, like how like with Valheim, if I'm playing that one and I have to mod that one, I have to do the R2 mod man.
okay. Yeah.
Or with uh Project Zomboid, I can just do it right through stream. I don't
Yeah.
have to get any access, like any extra like third party player or anything. I could just do it right through stream because
Yeah,
they're able to upload it through there.
but usually the mods are created by like fans of the game.
Yeah. No, usually, and that's probably what they're doing is like the fans that are willing to put up the money are those ones that are actually like willing to put the time in to make good mods.
Yeah. I get
Because
they're
I know there's a lot
saying
of fucking weird mods out there, man.
there are, yeah.
Like I've seen some good Resident Evil ones that I'm like, I'm down.
I I
I'm
can't
down for that.
I'm down for like the first minute and then I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Go to the bathroom, dog. Fucking start using your tongue. Your how do you think I got so good at gaming?
But
The girls
yeah,
love me so much.
the other two on this just one post, it says Squadron 42 will feature a richer storyline and 45 total missions. Okay.
That's pretty decent amount.
Yeah, but I'm just thinking
But
of it as a standpoint of like the amount of funds that they've raised and what they're promising. It's like if you have the ability to make it a richer storyline and you just like paywalled it in your head and then like this crowdfunding is now you're unlocking this like now it's a richer storyline before it was just base
bullshit.
storyline.
It was bullshit before. So good now. We have actual writers on it now.
Yeah,
No,
and it
I want to see like of how many people that have pledged money,
yeah,
A, are still playing. B, literally like I've wondered like if someone has been pledging since the beginning and is still just like that's the game they play. Because like I know
yeah,
there's some people like that where it's like they find a game and that's it. Like they're done. Like there's like this is it. This is my life. But then again, like it's a lot more common nowadays just because of streamers. Because there's one guy I watch, Glock 9. Shout out to Glock, love you guy, fucking awesome. He does a lot of 7 Days to Die. But every now and again he'll pop out like he like did Valheim, he did Project Zomboid, he just did that new Defiance of the Gods one that just came out, which is like almost a Greek Valheim, where it's like you're like a defier of the gods and are becoming a demigod of yourself so you can challenge them. But it's
hmm.
just like any kind of survival game. Walk around, collect sticks, cut things, beat up animals.
I like sticks, so
Dude, sticks and stones, dude, they're fun. Give me some rocks and give me a stick. I will be fucking entertained for the day.
frick yeah, dude.
Dude, I'll come back and I'll either have a club or I'll have a mace.
I'll just
I'll have
have a
something.
I'll have a sweet stick sword. I'll find the best stick, and then it's a sword.
That's one thing I want to do. I continue doing a little bit more is carving. And
Oh
so
yeah,
I like carved that walking stick that is now like that high.
yeah,
We burned that thing down a little too much when we went camping last time.
yeah. We did.
But I got a new one that I've been letting dry so I can actually like carve into it and it should be ready soon.
Sick.
So hopefully I'll have that for next camping trip.
It's
But I'd love
gotta
to
be
do that.
ready by then. It's
It
gotta be
has to
ready by
be. If
then.
not, then what the fuck's the point?
I don't know.
But I do want to make you guys walking sticks at some point.
That'd be neat.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Could be cool.
could be the play.
Could
Who
be.
knows?
I don't know.
Could be
I
old
don't know.
man with walking stick.
Dude, I think it's the
There's.
way to go.
I
Dude,
think
I
so
see.
too.
Dude, why not? Why not be Gandalf?
Yeah, old
Just walk
men
around.
with our walking sticks.
Yeah,
Going to the Denny's.
dude, I did see one that it was, Adam Savage. He had it, and it was a Gandalf staff, but in the top in the burl that he had all the fucked up, the pipe slid down and was, like, on the top of it. I'm just like, "I want that so bad." But, because he was showing you how to make it, and I'm just like, "This is so cool," and he's just like, "By the way, if you're planning to smoke out of it, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't build it this way." He's, like, using just tons of glue and shit like that. He's like, "I would probably build it someplace different, but it's a prop for me. I just want it to be like, I can actually puff on it, not
Yeah,
actually smoke," and he, like, lit it, like, tobacco in it and burned it, so it actually has that, like, tobacco-y smell. And I'm just like, "Okay, that's pretty sick." Like,
yeah,
but I
that
was like,
is cool.
I was like, "That'd be so sick to just be like." I've seen that, like, some guys have done it to where it's like they have a bamboo walking stick, and you pull out, like, a couple pieces and turn it into, like, a fucking bong. I'm just like, "Okay."
Yeah.
It's like, because a lot of people are like, "You wanna be discreet." I'm just like, after you smoke at it the first time, it's gonna just reek of resin.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's gonna be walking around and just be like, "Oh, yeah, it's this."
See, like, pot sometimes pot smokers, I mean, like, we're you're just so dumb. Like I'll go into
Yeah,
work in the morning and, I'll just, walk to the entrance where most of the employees walk in, and it's just a trail reeking of, like, marijuana, and I'm just like, "Bro, if you're gonna, like, don't smoke in your car, first off, like, you're
right?
on company lot, okay? And, like, it's the people operating machinery too, so it's like,
Dude,
they just reek, and, like, everyone can smell it, and no amount of, like, spray deodorant that you put on yourself is gonna hide it.
no,
You're
doesn't cover it. Like, don't get me wrong, I smoke weed. I smoke a lot of weed,
Same.
and that is one thing I never got is, like, people that get completely blitzed before work, because it's like, you wouldn't do the same thing with drinking, would you? And everybody's like, "Oh, it's
Yeah,
not the same." I was like, "But it is the same." I was like, "You just gotten to a point to where you can function on it like a functioning alcoholic."
yeah,
That's nothing.
that's that's
I
what
do
it
that too.
is.
I smoke before work sometimes, like, I don't try to smoke too much. Like,
Mhm.
when I used to work at 6 a.m., I never smoked before,
Yeah,
because I'm just like, that's too fucking early to learn how to try to count numbers while being fucking stoned while trying to wake up.
yeah.
Like, it's like, fucking what? But, like, if I worked at, like, 2 or 3, whatever, like, that nah, that's just a normal day for me.
I've never really seen the point, and I guess that's because, like, I never, like, been, like, a avid smoker,
Yeah.
but when I have, like, at home, I all I wanna do is just, like, chill out on something,
Yeah.
mostly it's just, like, either I wanna talk to somebody or I want to, like, watch something and just, like,
Yeah.
zone out on it.
Yeah. No, and, like, that's the point of it, is to be able to be like, "Okay, like, I'm gonna fucking take this hit and just either really focus on something or just focus on nothing."
Yeah,
And, like, that's the one thing I don't get is because, like, don't like, for me, it definitely helps with my anxiety a little bit, like, with, like, people talking, it makes me a little bit looser so I can be like, "Hey, dude, how's it going today?" And, like, actually have a conversation rather than just be like, like, move on
yeah,
and whatnot, but, like, there's a fine line,
there
and,
is.
like, I think a lot of people go over it, like, especially from the area that I'm in. People would literally come in like we were just, like, hugging a plant. Like, you can just smell, like, the plant material. Like, I don't know if you've been around it enough to, like, know, like, that distinct difference of, like, "Oh, you just smoke a lot," or, like, "You were on a plant, like, this
Yeah.
morning." Like, you
It's
live by plants, like, it's in your clothes.
it's very vegetal
Yeah,
almost.
and, like, there's just so many people that smell like that where I'm just like, "Okay, like, you're a grower. How'd you know?" "I a fucking lucky guess, dog."
Yeah.
Like, the 12-foot dreadlocks definitely didn't help.
What's that, the hemp jacket, you know?
Yeah, the Baja sweaters.
Yeah.
I don't have 2 of those. No, the ones that you could definitely tell were, especially up in our area, they had a periodic chart upside down on their sweater.
Uh,
So, like, 'cause I remember seeing that and I'm just like, "The fuck is that?" Like, what is that? I finally got the balls to ask the guy. He's like, oh, it's like when you're putting out chemicals for your plant or for your tea water, you can just look down at it. I'm just like, oh shit, that's actually really fucking cool. Like, that's pretty dope. I was like, I thought about it, trying to make one for brewing.
That's what I do with my fucking grocery list. I print out the whole T-shirt for it.
Don't even print it out, carry out, just fucking pins it on. Just
Yeah. Okay, non-fat yogurt. Okay.
grab the extra fat yogurt.
Oh, whoops.
Just grab the lard. Not even fucking yogurt. Bacon fat. Fuck yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
fuck, man.
Star Citizen. We'll get on that, maybe.
Yeah, that should be like, we should sit down and actually like research it a little bit. Maybe there's
Yeah.
probably a documentary on it.
I
If
think now
not, fuck,
that
let's throw it out on the Instagram and like be like, hey, if you guys are a fan of this, come talk to us about it.
the person that I talked to is a fan. Well, I don't know about now, but he was very excited to play it. So so much so that he wanted to get like a whole setup, like the whole
Spaceship
flying.
setup.
Yeah, and he was like showing me the website he was on, like, and the stuff he wanted, and it was like, whoa, you are. That's, I mean, like,
That's awesome. Like
it
I
is
would
some really cool stuff, like, honestly, but
dude, like seeing like the people with like the full on like lay down fucking like
yeah,
and it like fucking moves with them. Like I remember those fucking games at arcades when I was a kid, and that
yeah,
was the shit. Like I remember it
yeah,
was the D-Day fucking ball that you would hop into and you'd fucking turret it, and you could have it like actually swivel because you would
yeah.
actually like aim and shit. And like, oh, dude, that was so sick. Like,
One
oh
one in the barcade down in downtown we go
yeah,
to. There's they have a I don't think they have like ones that are like that, like the
no,
whole like, but they did have
the visor one, right? That came over your head, and that you'd.
oh yeah, yeah, God, I can't remember. I think that might have been at the other arcade, but the barcade one I'm thinking of has the Walking Dead one.
Oh,
Um
House of the Dead,
yeah.
where you
Um
stepped on the pedal.
oh, no, 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 no. It's actually the Walking Dead. It's like a
Oh,
crossbow one. It's like,
oh, okay.
we were playing on it a little bit. And it's pretty fun because like you can actually like you reload by like pulling the lever back on the crossbow. So it's
Okay.
so we were like, whoa, cool. That
How
was
many zombies can I kill?
Yeah, this one was pretty fun. But
No, I
yeah,
remember.
those interactive like game systems where like you can like reload stuff with some push or anything, like those were
Mhm.
always cool.
No, the one I really fell in love with, two of them actually, they had them out at Sunsplash. One of them was a sniper one, where you'd sit there with like the actual sniper, and you'd like have the screen, and then you could aim, and then you'd look through the scope, and it would be the magnified place where you're aiming,
Oh
and
yeah.
you could shoot and actually like pull the back. Like you, I think you just pull it up, and it would reload it. Like I think it was like just like a pull up bolt action,
Hmm.
but it didn't like pull out. And then the other one was the House of the Dead, all those iterations of it. Because I know they had the one where you just had the red and blue pistol, and
Yep.
then you would step on the platform to get yourself to duck and then stand up. And I believe it was this, like a newer version of the House of the Dead or another one where you had like the like M5 like submachine gun, to where you had like the flashlight on it and stuff, so you can actually like click the button on it to get the flashlight.
Hmm.
The bottom had like a spring clip, so you'd hit the button to drop it, and then you just like hit the bottom of the clip to reload it.
That's
Like
cool.
that
Yeah.
was so fucking sick. I was just like, oh shit, this is so cool. Especially being
It's
a little like,
real.
yeah, especially being like a little army nerd like that I was. Fucking going out to the field to play army. Fucking remember did that shit all the time, dude. Would go
We're
out there with some top ramen and bread and go have myself fun. No wonder why I'm fat.
gonna well, jot that down. We'll talk about your army days on a different episode.
I
Because
did my time. I did no
this
time.
this was the A to J podcast. I was your
Alright.
host, Axel. This was my co host, John.
Laters.